Nintendo is continuing its trend of bank emptying eShop sales, and this latest one they have over 2,000 games on sale right now, and today I've got 20 games for you all covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and if you do enjoy this video, consider subscribing. We're quickly approaching 55,000 subscribers, which is unbelievable, so each and every one of you who hits that button, it helps us out a huge amount. I also have 2 winners to announce for 2 $10 eShop gift cards later in the video, and I do have 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and those winners they'll be announced in next week's video. We're starting with Battle Chasers Nightwar. It's 70% off, matching the low price, and this team they would go on to make Ruined King, which honestly feels extremely similar, but it's set in the League of Legends universe. Now it's an RPG with a mix of dungeon crawling, exploration and turn-based combat. Really like the 6 characters on offer here. You'll choose 3 of them to form a party, but they each possess unique skills and perks, and from here basically get into this world, overcome dungeons, battle it out and solve puzzles. In the story we are trapped on an island and must defeat an evil sorceress to escape, and yeah, it's actually based on a comic book, but transparently I'd never heard of it. This makes me though want to check it out. Darksiders Genesis comes from the same team, and my review for this is in the pinned comment. It's also 70% off, matching the low price, and while it is quite a diversion for the series, it's typically, known for its third-person action, still really enjoyed this action-orientated isometric dungeon crawler. Now it's set before the trilogy, and it introduces the 4th and last horseman, Strife, and it even has some RPG elements, including a decent amount of loot and weapon enhancements, but overall, that kind of RPG bit, I'd say it's kind of quick and easy to get through, and it takes a backseat to the hack and slash action. It also features then co-op support, and this is the story of War and Strife investigating the Demon King Lucifer. Wreckfest is a fantastic race experience for anyone that enjoyed games like Destruction Derby back in the day, but I think where this game wins is just on a content front. There is so much packed in, from quick races to an expansive career mode as well as online play, and there's just a huge number of event types, from a more traditional arena battle to races with crossover sections to school bus racing to races where you find yourself on, let's call it, obscure vehicle types such as lawnmowers and sofas that have been converted. It is just good fun. It runs and looks great on the Switch, and it's a new low price of 35% off. You can find my full review in the pinned comment. Astroneer is a sandbox sci-fi experience with a unique cartoon-like low-poly style, and the gameplay loop here is addictive. The objective is simple: land on a planet, explore and turn them into habitable locations. It's all of the construction and resource gathering that is so rewarding, and along this journey, expect to uncover mysteries and manage survival elements as well, such as oxygen management and even just getting a base in place. It's not punishingly difficult like many in the survival genre, and there's some fun tools as well that allow you to manipulate everything around you. Now 35% off and matches the low. My review is in the pinned comment, and it even supports online multiplayer for up to 4 players as well, so you can go to each world as a team. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga gets a new low at 67% off. Now I had got burnout on the LEGO formula, but this pulled me back in, and what got to me overall was just its brand of kind of collectathon gameplay, but this one actually adjusts the formula. It lets you play as you please, meaning you can simply push through the story, and that's what I did in quite a few moments. There are also some vehicle-based moments that are great fun, and this covers all 9 films. There are some fun boss encounters. It's the usual fantastic LEGO sense of humour, and for sure on the Switch, like, performance occasionally takes a hit, and the resolution can even feel a little muddy, but I still had a blast with it. It is still missing online play, however, though, and you would have thought by now they would have added that. A shout out then to RedDeerGames, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video with their latest sale, the Purge Festival, and this one's dedicated to your favourite felines. You cannot go wrong with many of these deals, with nearly every game hitting $1.99 USD or your regional equivalent, and this includes Under Dungeon, She Wants Me Dead, a Dr. Smart Space Adventure, Little Bug, Cat Gotchi, and many more. There's actually 10 games on sale, and I have a dedicated video all about it, which I will link down below. You can also find a link then directly to their website. They also then do have 2 new games dropping very soon. That's Sprout Valley, which just got a demo over on Steam. It's a farming sim where you're rebuilding a location, and then more importantly, Cat's Cosmic Atlas. This releases August 18th, and this one's an educational game where you take on a journey through the southern and northern skies. I'll have more details on that next week, but thanks again to RedDeerGames for sponsoring the video. Their ongoing support of SwitchCorner, it is truly appreciated. Warhammer 40,000 Shootas Blood and Teeth gets a new lower 33% off. It came out relatively recently. It's a run and gun experience that is, in my opinion, a genre Warhammer needed to do long ago, but I think here Orcs were the perfect choice to lead this style of action. Now, transparently, however, I wasn't impressed. Bland design and some performance issues led to me giving this a 4 out of 10. You can see that in my review in the pinned comments. But since I dropped that video, there's been a lot of comments from those that are simply more forgiving, and even a lot of reviewers fall into that camp as well, so maybe take a look, but do know it comes with a warning from me personally. Maybe compare that opinion, however, to someone else's. Gal Guardian's Demon Purge is back, matching the low with 20% off. Now, this was originally released under the name Grim Guardians before it did receive a name change. The idea here is it's a Galgun spin-off that throws our leads into a Castlevania-inspired adventure. Now, in the story, a demon is overcoming the world and we must stop them. I felt the endgame got a little cheap with its design, but the ability to switch between two leads with different skills on the fly was great fun. There's some great boss encounters that allow you to inherit new weapons, and then there's 3 difficulty options where you can really dial things up. Check out my review in the pinned comments. Tetris Effect Connected is one of my favourite games on the system. It's also one of the few games I gave a 10 out of 10 rating to since launching this channel. And to give you an idea, I have nearly 600 reviews live at this point. My other 10 out of 10 games are Portal 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, 13 Sentinels, and Persona 4 Golden. Now it's essentially a modern spin on the Tetris formula, but it still contains the classic modes while packing a stunning story experience that has some just incredible visuals. And then most importantly to me, it has online play too, where competitive is featured, and now I'm constantly coming back. I also think it's the best demo game in relation to showing off the Switch OLED screen. Find my review in the pinned comment, and 50% off matches the low price. Assassin's Creed the Ezio collection is here with 63% off. That is a new low price, and this is a fantastic port. It also contains a huge amount of content to keep you busy as well. That's going to be the single player campaigns and all solo DLC for Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, as well as featuring 2 short films. By far the most popular assassin from the series, these are fan favourites, and understandably so, as we take a journey through 15th century Renaissance Italy. Some fantastic characters from history make an appearance, and the parkour-styled platforming and combat, it still feels great. I reviewed the second game on the channel, so I'll pin that down below, but it should give you a good idea of how great these look and run on the hardware. PHOGS will be a great option for those looking for co-op gameplay, though the game can be played in single player too. Actually, I think that's quite a bit more difficult when you do play it alone. I like this though, as it was featuring online. You control a 2-headed dog. The gameplay is simple, move together and overcome different obstacles, but it gets creative with things such as making a bridge out of your body or filtering items through it. I feel like the creators were just stoned for most of the production, but it has paid off for them. This is an absolute blast. You can see my review of this in the pinned comment, where I played with Luke, who is one half of the sister channel PlayStationCorner. I'll be linking that down below. Check it out if you haven't already for PlayStation deals and reviews. This, it's 54% off, a new low price. I do want to give Luke a quick shout out here too then. He's been working hard to uncover scam games on the Switch, breaking down all sorts of dodgy studios, and his hard work is being recognized. He got featured and interviewed by Nintendo Life, and it went live today. I've linked that article down below. Check it out and learn about all of these dodgy games out there. SD Gundam Battle Alliance is one of the more popular videos on the channel, and the funny thing is I actually only covered the demo, but that's always actually good to point out, as it means you can try it before you buy it if you do head to the eShop. Now here we join a Battle Alliance to correct the twisted Gundam canon in the world of G Universe. So here control a 3-unit squadron of mobile suits and pilots from Gundam history, and it's an action RPG. It is admittedly kind of repetitive in design, but I actually think it's good for short burst gameplay, and while I don't mind the visuals personally, I know many weren't particularly impressed with that almost cutesy vibe. It's 50% off here then, a new low price, and my review is in the pinned comments. Jurassic World Aftermath originated as a VR release before making its way to the Switch. Now this first-person stealth adventure game, it has you crash land on this island in the opening moments, and now you must fight different dinosaurs, namely Velociraptors. It can be quite intense at moments, and a few sequences do demonstrate what a good idea this is, and I definitely had fun with it. However, do watch that review first, because the transition from VR to console caused it to lose some of its edge. Also, the controls and the puzzles generally a little bit too simplistic, and kind of think constant interaction with switches and buttons. It's not all that exciting when you're outside of VR. I think fans like me though will find enough to like, and I even liked personally the cartoon style visuals that they went with. I thought they translated well to the Switch. It's 50% off, it's a new low price, and my review is below. Lewis is the first winner of the video. We pointed out Doraemon, but having a massive backlog, a problem many of us no doubt face. Congrats Lewis on the win. Drop me an email to claim your $10 eShop gift card, and I do still have a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Monster Train First Class is my favourite deck builder on the system alongside Slay the Spire, and if you do want to learn more, I've put my review of this down below alongside my top 10 roguelike deck builders on the Switch video, so maybe check that out as well. Now if you do like this genre, you will not regret this one as you battle it out across a free-floor system, and it all takes place on a train. The overall goal is to defend a pyre from the forces of heaven and reignite hell, which is freezing over. There are 280 cards, 6 clans with different styles, and then it packs all DLC as well. There's also 25 difficulty levels that will keep you coming back, as that first completion run, that's not going to take you long, but it is just so easy to keep on returning and just keep on dialing things up. 60% off then matches the low price. Diablo Primeval Collection is a bundle of Diablo games, including Diablo 2 Resurrected, Diablo 3, and then all expansions. Do not pick up Diablo 3 standalone. This is the much better option. Now this then, it's 67% off and matching the low price. That is a steal in my opinion, and it's just a great opportunity to relive those classic RPG moments and then also witness the series' evolution. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a faithful remaster of the beloved game with improved graphics, sound and controls, while Diablo 3 and its expansions, they offer a modern take on the series with stunning visuals, refined gameplay, and endless replayability. All of these games feature online play, and this, it's a must-buy for genre fans, just a huge amount of content for your cash. Road 96 My Old Zero is a prequel to the incredible Road 96. Now that was a unique narrative adventure game where you played as multiple teens running from this oppressive government, whereas this one, it kind of keeps the narrative focused but now blends it in with rhythm-based gameplay. You'll be seeing the story of 2 teens from very different backgrounds working out their place in this world and their opinion of those in control. Many cast members do return, it's great to see them back, but the gameplay is not quite as rewarding. I still had fun with it and the soundtrack is incredible. It's also then 20% off, matching the low. If I did have anything else to add on this though, I'd recommend start with the original game first, as it makes this a whole lot better when you do know the cast. My review is in the pinned comments. Marv is our second winner then, that pointed out Crisis Core, and that was a popular one last week. It's also still on sale if anyone does want to check it out. Congrats Marv, drop me an email for the eShop gift card, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. My pickups of the week then, I'm actually breaking the bank a little this week. I'm grabbing 2 games and one's on the more expensive side. Both though, however, are, well, I've seen at least reference to being Soulslikes, and I've actually heard good things, and now I need to get through them as I am working on a top Souls-like video for the channel, so these could potentially make the cut. So first, Remnant from the Ashes. My understanding is this is more action-packed than most. I'm not even sure it's traditionally a Souls experience, as I'm seeing mention of third-person survival action shooter, but it's a post-apocalyptic adventure that has us out to reclaim our home, and I'm hearing great things relating to the combat, the upgrade systems, and the enemy encounters. It's 15% off, which I know is a smaller discount, but it is a new release and it is a new low. Then The Last Hero of Nostalgaia, and this is a satirical Souls-like. I've already actually played a small amount of this today, meaning just the tutorial level, but I do like what I see. You're controlling a stick figure in a 3D world, and the combat here feels solid. The story, the world of video games, is falling apart, now you must save it. What is elevating it this far is a cynical narrator with some fantastic things to say, but hopefully that humour continues and they don't become too annoying. It's currently though 20% off, a new low price. It can also be played in online co-op. As always then, these are not recommendations, rather maybe you want to join me for the ride, but let me know if you have experience with either and if I spent my cash wisely. Hyrule Warriors has been $1 or so cheaper in the past, but that was a couple of years ago now, and it's been over a year since we've seen a discount on this one, and my understanding is it's incredibly tough to find the physical for any sort of reasonable price, and maybe give it a look. It is currently 30% off, that's kind of the usual Nintendo first party discount on this. It's a Warriors game with a Zelda spin. Now it's not as good as Age of Calamity, but this is where it started, and if you want some hack and slash kind of brainless action, it's not going to be a bad choice at all. It's been a good while as well since I've played it, honestly, just as a warning, but I did review it on the channel 5 years ago. It was one of my earliest videos. Back then the channel was even called The Gaming X, so do find that in the pinned comments. Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden bundle gets 35% off. This is a new low price, and I mentioned my 10 out of 10 games earlier, and here is one of them. Individually, they are not on sale, so it's kind of an all or nothing situation, but incredible RPGs that are about as stylish as they come. Persona 3 Portable admittedly hasn't stood the test of time quite as well. It's a single massive dungeon, and exploration is kind of through this cursor system. Persona 4 Golden heading into TV dungeons is just a masterpiece. Way too much to break down with these, but I've linked my Persona 4 review in the pinned comment, and also my Persona video where I ranked all Switch entries, which should give you a good idea of how incredible these games are. TMNT, the Cowabunga collection to close us out, 40% off here, a new low price. I think this is going to be an extremely popular pickup this week. Has anyone seen the new movie also yet? I'm going to be seeing it this week. Extremely excited to see what they've done with these characters. This, though, it's a bundle of 13 incredible games with everything from brawlers to fighters, and it's got games that were exclusive to arcades, the NES, SNES, Mega Drive or Genesis, and Game Boy. You cannot go wrong with this collection. Some personal favourites, the highlights included would have to be Tournament Fighters, Turtles in Time, and then the arcade releases. Buy this if you are a fan, there's a huge amount in here to keep you busy. And that is the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week? Let me know in the comments. With that, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who go above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all next video. Thanks everyone.